Do it that I needed to close that door at that other job the right way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Ethics and rules and guidelines are important to you as well.
And that job that I left,
Mm-hmm.
I worked that out because it was that it was it was causing me that whole week. I had to go to work. I had to work two jobs, because I worked. And went to the new job early in the morning, got off, and went to the old job that afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked out. But the thing about it, that old job, I wound up going back to them years later too, and it was no problem. It was no problem going back to work for them part time.
So when you share or you serve as a mentor and encourage young people, you actually have personal testimony with respect to employment.
And yeah, I have a testimony that if you go into a job and just be straight up with people
Mm-hmm.
and just tell them what's really going on,
Mm-hmm.
most of the time, not all the time, it depends on, you can come across some unworkable people, but if you go up in there in the right way and just tell them I'm telling you right, this is what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll work with you. I've been working at Target over going on 10 years, and I've had things come up, and I've had to go to them and get permission on certain things, and I didn't. Maybe one person may say no, but I didn't let that one person be the last resort. I went to another person, and it got worked out.
Gotcha.
But communication and just being straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just being straightforward with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Being honest and upfront.
Just being honest and just being upfront.
Okay. Okay. Now, with that being said, Brother Richard, and since we've had an opportunity to discover what your interests and abilities are based on the assessment, today we discussed how those interests and abilities are represented under those 6 personality characteristics that you looked at. Being social, conventional, enterprise, investigative, realistic, artistic. What I like to do now, with the time we have remaining in our last and final session, is since we've learned that your top 3 interests according to the test are social, conventional, and enterprise, I'd like to direct you to a website in which you can take those same personality characteristics, your top 3, social, conventional, and enterprise. That would be your code, your personality code. I would like to take you or direct you to a website where you can plug in that code in various occupations that correlate or match to that code based on your personal interests, and as those interests pertain to your working environment. Based on that, see what other occupations you may be interested in based on your personality characteristics. If that makes sense. If that makes sense. If you have any questions at this point, please feel free to ask, and I'll try to clarify as best as I can.
Okay.
But again, basically what we're doing, based on what you see here, and based on what you shared with me in terms of how they apply to target those same characteristics, I want to see via the website if there are other occupations that match those same characteristics. So right now you're doing retail, and you told me how they apply to retail, but now we want to take a look to see how they may apply to other occupations that you may be interested in that still fall under service, or still embody service, still embody those descriptors that fall under enterprise, the ones that you read, leadership, persuading, and such, and see how those see what other occupations fall under conventional. Okay.
Yeah.
If you like, because we still have a little time, if you like, since you have your computer on hand, we could try to see if you'll be able to access it via your computer. If not, though it'll be much smaller, I can see if I'll be able to access it through my phone, just to give you an idea as to what it looks like. So maybe at another time, at your own leisure, you'll be able to look it up on the computer when you're in a setting in which you're able to access the website. In the event that you can't, again, I'll pull it up on my phone to give you an idea of something you can do on your own.
You might want to try and see if you can get on here.
think that since those needs have been met, that you just mentioned, based on your those personality types, do you feel that they're the reason that you have been working for Target as long as you have, because you have been working there 9 years?
Yeah, 9 going on 10.
9 going on 10 years. You think the reason that you've been working there for almost a decade is because those social needs, conventional and enterprise needs have been met, that there's congruence, they match? You know, your personality matches those same characteristics within your environment, Target?
I would say, yes, yeah. I think sometimes I would say yeah, because sometimes your personality, to me, can take you places that you. Let me put it like this: sometimes people will. I'm gonna say tolerate you, but sometimes it's your personality. You have a good personality. You may not be the strongest, the best worker that can get the job done, but they may keep you because you're stronger in other areas.
Okay.
So I think that has kind of been a help to me. And then also I switched stores. I always tell people that I switched stores. Like I went from Hattiesburg store, worked there a year. Went to the Clifford store, stayed there 4 years. Now I'm at this particular store, and I'm thinking 4 years, but it's almost going on 5 because I've been there since 12.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those kind of been a plus because it allowed me to be able to go get around fresh new people and fresh management, fresh environment. Cause sometimes being in the same environment you can get burnt out on it, and it can get kind of stale.
Okay.
And you can find yourself getting more irritated, and you may not want to stay there long. But I think one of the things that have helped me there is being able to go to other stores, getting a fresh store, and even though I'm not starting a new job, I'm still with the same company, but it's like starting a new job because I'm in a new environment.
Right.
And that make to me have made a big difference.
So even if you're not the best employee,
I think sometimes my personality, me being, even though I may not be the best person in getting the work done, I think I'm strong in other areas. It's like personality, friendliness, role model. I think that can kind of help.
Okay.
That can kind of outweigh the area that you're weak in.
Okay. The social aspect of your personality can outweigh your, at times, outweigh your ability.
Your ability, right?
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
So they'll see that you're strong in that area, and they like you bring access to the company in this area.
Gotcha.
Where you may be a liability in another area.
But yet still a strength. Asset. Okay. Okay. Well, since you weren't able to pull it up on your computer, I was able to pull it up on my phone. What I like to do, I'll come on your side. Again, even though the view of the screen is much smaller. Again, just to give us an idea of what, now that we've talked, again, now we have an idea as where you are in terms of your interests and abilities and your personality types. Now at this point, again, we can plug in based on what our personality types show as far as the social, conventional, and enterprise. We can plug those into this website, navigate it and plug it into this website, which again will reveal other occupations that match those same personality types. So for example, right here, it has keyword ONET SOC code, which is basically in essence the code that correlates or matches your personality code, or what was revealed in the assessment. So for example, you scored the greatest number or the highest number is in the social area or the social type. So you would plug in. So you'd plug in S. You can go ahead and do it if you like.
Do S.
Yes, sir. And then the second greatest or highest number was representative of enterprise. So you can plug in E. And last but not least, your third highest score was in the area of conventional. So now you can plug in the letter C. Again, that's representative of your code. Your three highest numbers that are representative of your personality type. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be in this order. Since social is the dominating characteristic, you do want to start with that letter, if or whenever you do plug in the code, just because that number is larger than the others, and that's where your main interests and abilities lie, which you just shared with me in this session and our past session, but you are able to change the order of your secondary characteristics. So for example, next time when you do it on your own at some point, you may plug in the S or beginning with S again because that's the dominating characteristic, but you may afterwards or subsequently plug in the C rather than the E, and then followed by the E last.
Okay.
So yes, so the second and third letters, the order doesn't necessarily matter because they're closely related, whereas you do want to start with the S because that's your dominating characteristic. Now what we can do is you can press the arrow and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, based on your code, what is this revealed, and I apologize again for it being this tiny, or occupations that correlate or correspond to your code or your personality type. So here we have showing the top 20 occupations for social, enterprise, and conventional. Okay, closest matches are shown first. And those that aren't as close, as you continue to scroll, follow those. So again, just to give you some idea of some other occupations you may be interested in, even currently while you're still employed as a retailer for Target. And again, there's, as you can see at the bottom, those are just the top 20. If you want to choose to continue to scroll, they're up to 365. So if you're not interested in those, or if you don't feel that those correlate to your personality types, you can continue to scroll until you find or come across some you like to research and explore a little bit more.
I was
You trying to get it off?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. I just, You trying to keep going?
Yeah, look at some more.
If you like, you can navigate. I'm still looking this up.
So I'm saying, how you saying show all the occupations?
Again, you may see some that pique your interest, considering that there's so many, and considering the fact that these correlate to your personality types. Again, based on our assessment. Now remember, also at any given point, if you like, you can go back up and enter a new search, in which again you begin with the S, but this time it could be followed by the E, or SEC.
You'd be SCE.
Yes, SCE, you're right. But we did SEC. And in like manner, showing the top 20 occupations for SCE in that order: social, convention, and enterprise. Cool. Now, if we have time, or since we still have some time in our session, if it's okay with you, I'd like to just show you maybe one more.
Okay.
That basically serves the same purpose, but the manner in which you navigate the website, I believe is slightly different.